Hey, what's up? This is Marcos. Today we're gonna be taking a look at how to set up an overhead boom mic. Now, the nice things about boom mics is that they're directional, so they do a great job of canceling out ambient sound. Now, for interviews, this is great because you're usually conducting interviews when you're out and about in the field and you don't really have control over the environment. So there's often, you might be in a restaurant or maybe a business location, and there's a lot of things happening. So these are great. I also use them for my YouTube videos. I always have something set up over here. But the question is, how do you set it up right? You know, it's very simple to set something up. You know, you just need the proper equipment, the proper gear, except that, you know, in the past, I've relied on inexpensive solutions, which are not ideal. So today I'm gonna teach you how to set it up right. And I'm gonna go over the equipment I use. If you wanna skip ahead, there'll be a timestamp in the description. That way you can see the finished setup, all right? Otherwise, let's just quickly run over this. This is a light stand. I would instead suggest that you buy a proper C-stand. Those are more expensive, but when you don't have the budget or the money, you can always use the light stand. This is by Neewer, it's metal. You need a proper boom pole. I would suggest that you don't buy the 5-foot or the 6-foot ones. Buy something that you can extend it up to 8 or 9 feet. That way, if you ever need to do a super wide shot of an interview, you have the ability to extend this out and the light stand is not gonna be in the shot. So this is made by, is it LYX, is a company, Lix, I don't know how you say it. This cost me, I think like $70. So pretty cool, lightweight. You don't want this to be too heavy. A proper XLR cable, I would get probably like a 12 or 15-footer one in case you need to run it all the way to your camera. This is a 6-foot one, which is fine. Also made by the same company, not sponsored, just a coincidence I bought them from the same company. Boom pole holder, a grip head, this connects to this. You need something that you can mount the boom mic itself. This is the Azden SGM1X. This connects here, and this connects to the boom pole. All right, so, last thing, you need a sandbag because if you're gonna be extending the boom pole pretty far, you don't want the light stand to tip over, so put a sandbag in the light stand. This actually weights for legs. You strap them on and it's supposed to make your legs stronger. This was my brother's and I just took it and repurposed it as a sandbag. So pretty cool, right? Anyways, let's bring in our subject and we'll begin. Feels like an operation. So here's our light stand. The first thing you should know when you set this up, so if the boom pole is going this way, you want to make sure that this leg is also going this way. That way it's less of a chance that it'll tip over. Okay, let's bring this up a little bit. First thing is our grip head. I'll have links in the description to everything that I'm mentioning here. Let's see, there it is. And then our boom pole holder goes vertical like this. Actually, it goes like this. Let's connect this first. This is a 3/8. All these parts are very inexpensive. Bring in our boom pole, and then the mic goes through the rubber bands, and then you just bring it in like that, right? And then it's very easy to move this thing around and angle it at the exact, I guess, the angle we need it to be at. Then we bring in the XLR. And I use these gear ties. These are great, you know, for holding stuff like cables, or as you see now, I'm gonna grip it to the boom pole. Now, we don't have much space to work with here, but you know, you would probably extend this all the way out. I'm just gonna do a little bit, not too much. There, I think that would be good. Oh, we want the other end. Boom. And now this cable is kind of tugging on the mic. So what I do is I grab one of these ties and I just grip it here. I'll give it some slack. And I'll just tie in the cable to the boom pole. Like that. That way it stays in place and it doesn't play too much. Doesn't try to pull this too much. All right. And I would do the same all across the boom pole, the length, just to keep the cable in place. There we go. And oh, we forgot this sandbag. Make sure you put that on the leg. You don't want this thing tipping over your subject. All right. And now we just need to position it. So the trick here is to point the boom mic coming directly towards the mouth. You don't want it to be pointing towards the forehead, the eyes, or down here. You want it in this general area right here. I would say towards the chin. That way you get the clearest audio from your subject. And that's pretty much it, you know, just run the cable over to your camera if your camera can accept the XLR input, or you can use the BeachTech Micro Pro, which is what I use, and I hook it up to my camera. That way you can accept XLR input, or you can use an external audio recorder. I do that sometimes. So that's pretty much the setup, pretty simple. It doesn't, you know, take much work. It's great to set it up whenever you do interviews. You're just gonna get cleaner sound. Whenever you're gonna have the subject sitting in one place, they're not gonna move it around. If you need more flexibility, of course, you can use a lav like I am right now. Actually, I'm using this one from Saramonic. This is a UW Mic 9, which is, actually, I just did a review if you wanna check it out. Lav mics are great because you can move around, you know, you can still get sound, but when you're having sit-down interviews, always try to use a boom mic whenever possible. It's just gonna give you cleaner sound. All right, so that's it for this video. If you have any questions, comments, please make sure to drop them down below. Make sure to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and I'll catch you on the next one.